Okay, well, Doug was here yesterday, as you know. He is the deliverer of this 2100 locomotive, which, it ran. Actually, it didn't run. The side mount side mount brushes motor did not work. And I took it apart, I put in DC fields, I cleaned up the brushes and checked the springs, put it all back together, wired it straight DC, and it took off. Then I found an old, one of my early, early releases, I'll put it that way, of our digital reverse, reverse engineered Lionel 0103. Okay, it has a rectifier for AC to DC, and then it has DC reversing signal. So it sends out DC right here, and I plugged it into the motor, and the motor's running beautifully. I thought, wow, I got this gear on here. Let's put a smoke in here. Let's see what we can do. So I put the smoke in, and I just jumpered it right off the motor power. Now, one thing I'll note is the lower it lowers the power to the motor. But I don't think you'll see any lack of speed or energy in any way. And it gives you that reverse capability, and it gives you that low speed. Low speed chuff is like unbelievable. This is an original old, I don't know what, all right? I put a stack in it. It's got a bubble, so I must have replaced the heater core at one time. But look at this. Flat out. Now, it has the thin magnets, if you can see. These are thin man magnets. So it's not designed for a lot of power. It was designed to be whatever the Atlantic, like 3 or 4 cars, not too, Jesus. I may have to put something in there to cut that down. That's pretty smoky. Whew, I'm going to set off the fire alarm here. Any case, this was honestly... Well, I have all the parts, right? I didn't even need this adapter here. All I did was put in this reverse board, AC to DC and digital reverse, and then tap in off the motor for the smoke power. And I could do LEDs off the motor as well for the headlight, right? Or off the smoke, actually, right? Just run them both off the motor. It does cut in. Let me just unplug this and show you. I don't know if you could tell that very much, but let's bring it up a notch. Listen to the pitch of the motor. Of course the smoke stops because the heat's off. Yeah, you can't really tell. It does pull it down a little bit, but this motor only needs about a half an amp or an amp to turn. The smoke probably takes as much as that, so it's got plenty of power if this is all you have. And the LED lights don't take any power. So I could easily run up, oh yes, my reverse lights here. I could put them on the tender, see that? Put them on the tender for reverse. I even have one I could put in the middle for backup. So I could do red lights for backup and a white light for reverse, white light for headlight, and I could even light up the cab. Now, I also put on, I don't have it wired yet, but I put on this firebox that I've created, and it's not a perfect fit, but it's pretty close. It should slide up there a little more. Oh yeah, there, that's up now. So that's a perfect fit. There's a little hole way up there. That's for a light, so if you want to light up your thing. Down below you see those 3 holes down there in the bottom. That's for the orange and red flickering LEDs, and that you put a lens over that and it looks like a flickering fire. It's really cool. So I could do the firebox, the fire, the cab light, the headlight, tail lights, railings, right? Railings are easy to do on these plastic models anyway. So this 2100, which came out with a motor, period. And for smoke, great. Here's what it had for smoke. It was just a steel weight screwed onto the front. Well, we took that off, right? And here we are. That's pretty. That's not bad. So I can, oh, and then here's the drawbar. There's a hole right there where I'll put a screw, a long shouldered screw, and that'll screw right into this tag on this thing, and we will have a fifth, you know what you call it, right? There it is. Trailing truck. Oh yeah. Well, the trailing truck, railings, lights, smoke, digital reverse. That's not bad. I mean, you say kit bashing, but these 5-digit ones, I never really looked at. I never had any. I don't know what year. November, it looks like 19, well, it looks like a 7, so it has to be 57. Has to be 57. So this came out, well, I wasn't around, I wasn't buying any trains when I was 9 years old. My trains were given to me by Dad, and I got a 283, period. And my other buddy got a 312 and a 300. So we didn't have much. You know, we were just kids. Anyway, the 5 digits are out there apparently, and they're not too exciting. You could replace the coupler. You get a knuckle coupler. I have all-wheel pickup. I'm building I don't know what the number is, but it's the Chicago Northwest Pacific in 5-digit, and he wants me to build that up beyond this. He wants to see digital fan smoke, DC sound, and reverse. So this thing will be just loaded with wiring. And the engine will look a lot different too, because I'll have to have a puff and chuff and then stuff like that. But in any case, hey, this isn't bad. We do this board for 25 bucks. I think that's the same thing. I don't know what's gone up. The fields are about 25. There's an AC-DC converter that we use as separate. We don't have it built in anymore. It's separate. I don't think it's very much. I forget. I mean, 50, 60 bucks. Boy, you could be having a ball. And if it doesn't have smoke, there's a number of ways of putting it on. I have another engine here. I had it here a minute ago. It has a plastic 3D smoke on it. That's the. Oh, I know. I took it over to his 283 because we're going to fit it to that. Okay. Anyway, here's an update. There is a 5-digit flyer with a little bit of NGS going on. You know from the color, these are the older parts, and that's the older board. But for this application, it's just perfect. My goodness. That's at 50 miles an hour. So it's not as good. Oh, I know. Well, let's do it now. Let's take the fan. Let's take the smoke off now. Listen. Oh yeah, you can hear it. Oh yeah, it pulls down. So you could have a switch off or on something. You know, turn it off if you want to pull a lot, go up a hill. Look at that smoke at full speed. Jesus. If you're flying around the track, Mama be coming down telling you to shut that off. Thinks you've been vaping or got one of Granddad's cigars. Woo! That's great. This is great. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna set this aside and get back on Leon's engine. He needs a lot of work. I had to get this out of my system to say, you know, okay, what can I do? Am I lying? No, I'm not lying. The side mount. There you go. Look right down and see side mount brushes with DC field, right? The Magna Rosa, only it's black. We have them. I ran out of red. There's a real Magna Rosa, okay? The red magnets for fields, and those are rear mount. But the side mount, I'll tell you what, they're exactly the same. I have another side mount, but I don't have the springs and brushes. I gotta order a set, I guess. Oh my goodness, I guess I'll get into the 5-digit rebuilding process too. So if anybody's got 5-digit trains, steamers, right, that don't run, or you'd like to make them run better, we can do it. Oh, and I'm putting all-wheel pickup on the Chicago Northwest. I didn't do it to this one. I don't have enough wheels, basically. I have to scab some wheels and make them, but I can certainly print the parts. Oh, that's pretty exciting. That's a 30, you know. That's a little bit of smoke. That's okay. That's pretty good. It does. This thing needs a little heat to really get the smoke going. Unbelievable. Okay, that's the show. Gotta go. Later.